Hello everybody, it is Carly here. For anyone that doesn't know, I am a twin mom to Everett and Amelia via IVF. Today I wanted to share with you everything that my babies eat in a day. So my twins are 11 months old now and they've been eating solids since about 5 to 6 months old. I actually did a video, a really quick one on what they ate a while back. Now things have changed kind of drastically. We're feeding them quite a lot more to get them prepared for when they turn 1 year old and we start weaning off of nursing a little bit. So I am a sleep training failure. I have been trying so hard to sleep train my kids to sleep through the night and it is not happening. They still wake up at night. I'll get like a few good weeks and then all of a sudden a regression will hit or something will happen. Right now, Amelia is teething. She's getting her molars. Everett is having an 11-month sleep regression, I think. And so we're like still eating at night and still waking up at night, but I have increased their solids throughout the day right around when they turned 11 months old to try to get them to sleep through the night a little bit better and just to prepare them for the 12-month mark. So I am desperately going to try to wean them down to only eating in the morning and at night. Well, only nursing in the morning and at night so that they're eating more solids throughout the day when they turn 1 year old. I've talked to our pediatrician and that's what she recommended, to slowly wean them off, and then maybe around like 18 months or something we'll see about completely being done with nursing. I don't mind nursing. I really enjoy it. I'm like so grateful that I've been able to do it this long. Amelia has a lot of reflux and GERD issues, and so I am like beyond thankful that I've been able to eliminate my diet and have her breast milk be like good for her and have her not be in pain. And so very grateful, but I'm also just kind of ready to be done. I'm very tired and I would like to maybe go on a date night or something. I honestly have not missed more than like 1 or 2 feedings ever. I never have enough pumped breast milk to give them. And so like the longest I've missed is like maybe 2 feedings. If like my mom or Dean, my husband, has to cover 2 feedings while I'm working or something. But that is like the longest. I've still never missed a bedtime, which all of these things I'm actually very grateful for. I'm super lucky that I've been able to be home as much as I have been, and I'm very grateful. But moral of the story, I am starting them on more solids, so I thought I would share with you everything that they eat in a day. So I typically nurse the kids at 12 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. So they do get like one last night feeding, I would say is like the 12 a.m. middle of the night, and then 4:30 a.m. gets them through to their wake up time, which is around between 6:30 and 7. And so that is what happened today. They woke up at 6:30-ish, like they usually wake up like 20 minutes apart. And when one wakes up, I go ahead and give them a little puffs as a snack and some water. So that's what I did with Amelia. I gave her some puffs and some water. And I like to do that to like hold them over and kind of distract them, entertain them a little bit while I make my coffee and get myself up. And I just don't like to like have them starving and me like rushing around to nurse them really fast. So that's also why I've held on to that 4:30 a.m. feeding. I don't mind doing that. Otherwise they were waking up at like 5 in the morning starving, ready to eat. And so it just really holds them over until I'm ready to feed them, which is typically around 7:30. So I nurse them around 7:30 after they've had a little bit of puffs as a snack and some water. And then after that, they play, have fun, do whatever, and we do solids for breakfast. Oftentimes my mom is here because I get ready for work around this time, and she gives them baby oatmeal or some fruit or, you know, whatever else she wants to feed them, a pouch. Today I fed them an English muffin and some strawberries and blueberries. So I just cut those up and cut up the English muffin. My kids are dairy, soy, egg, and nut free because of Amelia's issues. And so I give them the Melt dairy-free butter. And Everett is such a foodie. He absolutely loves to eat. So he was like asking for more, and so I gave him more, and he clears his plate. He absolutely loves food. And so I'm just feeding him as he just asks for more, just to prepare him for when he gets a year old and starts eating more. I just think he's growing and ready for it. Amelia doesn't eat quite as much solids as he does, and today particularly she seemed to be like eating way less solids than normal. Normally she like at least clears her plate that I give her, but I think because she's teething, her little molars are maybe hurting her, so she wasn't eating as much as she normally does. But I still gave her everything and let her pick at it. And then a lot of times I will just give Everett whatever Amelia has left over because he just asks for more. Do you want more? He's very confused why I pause the TV. They don't always watch TV while they eat. A lot of times they'll just eat while I'm cooking still or whatever, but they were kind of cranky this morning and I'm trying to get some work done, so I let them. Are you saying more? You say more, sister? You have lots. Good job. You already have lots. Look, there's more in here. Everett. Everett, do you want some more? Do you want more? No, he's not gonna do it for us right now. He wants me to put on the shows again. He thinks that's the sign for shows because his favorite song was Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. Look, he's doing shoulders. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, knees, and toes. So after their breakfast, they play a little more and then they go down for a nap. Their nap is usually around an hour to an hour and a half. They randomly have been doing 2 hours here and there. I think it's the regression thing or growth spurt or whatever, but this is not normal for them. So typically, depending on their nap, they will eat their next feeding of nursing breast milk around 10:30 or 11. So that's what we did today. They woke up and I nursed them and then they went off and played a little bit. So my nieces are actually staying with me while my sister's out of town and the babies are in absolute heaven. They love their cousins. And so one of my nieces is actually doing her soccer tryouts in about a month. So she is working out and I decided to go on a run with her. So while we were running, I did not want the babies falling asleep in the stroller because then they wouldn't sleep well for their second nap. And so I give them a little teether cookie to kind of keep them engaged on the stroller ride. So that's what they had in the stroller with their little water cup. And then I forgot to mention, I always give them their little water cup with their meals. So I never put anything else in their juice. Well, I call it a juice cup, but it's not a juice cup. It's just for water. They're little sippy cups. I never put anything but water in it. They don't drink juice or anything like that. They just drink breast milk and water. After we got back from our run, they played a little bit more and then they were ready for their solids lunch. So this is typically around like 12:30 p.m. They'll have their solids lunch. And if my mom is watching them, she will give them, like if we have leftovers in the fridge or cut up turkey meat like I did today. So today I gave them some cut up lunch meat turkey and I also cut up some tomatoes for them to give them a little vegetable, and they had cornbread. Today was a really big day because Everett tried dairy for the first time since he was 6 weeks old. I am reintroducing it to him with the dairy ladder system this week just to see if he could handle it, and then I'm going to do Amelia next after we're done with Everett. We just didn't want two fussy babies if they ended up reacting to it. And so I made some Jif cornbread, and I just do it with flax eggs since they can't have egg. And then I put milk in Everett's, and I just did coconut milk for Amelia's. So I was so stressed out because I was scared that I would accidentally give Amelia the dairy one, and I know she for sure is intolerant to dairy. Everett, we just haven't given it to him because we knew Amelia couldn't have it. I'm obviously breastfeeding both of them. So yes, they had cornbread, and it was their first time having cornbread too, and they seemed to like it. Amelia, her little teeth were hurting, so she really didn't eat that much of it, but I think she liked it. So he did not seem to have a reaction to it, knock on wood. It could still happen up to 48 hours after he's had it, but I'm hoping that we are in the clear with at least the baked dairy for him at this point, and then we will continue the dairy ladder from there. So after their lunch, they play a little bit more, and then they go down for a second nap. They usually nap around an hour to an hour and a half for this second nap as well. Amelia is my no nap queen, and she only napped 40 minutes this round, and that's actually kind of normal for her, but on a good day, she'll go an hour and a half. So since she woke up a lot sooner than Everett, she was cranky, and I don't know if it was the teething or if she was just cranky because she didn't get enough sleep. Hi, sister. Oh, don't start crying. Hi. But we gave her some grapes in her little teether to help her just calm down and soothe her a little bit. So she had a little snack of grapes while we waited for brother to wake up. I don't usually feed them very far apart, so I knew Everett was probably going to keep sleeping for another hour, so I didn't want to nurse Amelia and then have them way off their nursing schedule and be hungry at different times. So that's also why sometimes I will hold one baby over with a snack if the other baby isn't up yet or isn't ready to eat yet. So that's what I did today. I held Amelia over with some grapes, and then she got in a good mood and was happy. Everett woke up about an hour later. I actually had to wake him up both naps today. So when one baby wakes up from a nap, I will let the other baby sleep for that like hour to an hour and a half, and then I'll wake them up so they're not super off schedule. So I woke him up from his nap after an hour and a half, and he was in a good mood and happy. And then I nursed them around 4 o'clock, and then more playtime. We went outside and they played at the water table and played in the pool with their cousins, and they had a blast. And then I got their dinner ready. So for their dinner, I had made the day before some homemade pouches. I really love the Kind system because I can use it for breast milk and I can use it for their homemade pouches. I just got a little screw top lid, which is really convenient because it just screws on to the pouch. And so I like to make the pouches myself because I can fill them up a little less full, so that way when they get it, they don't just squeeze it and it all like flies everywhere. So I fill them up with about 3 ounces of puree, and I just give it to them, and they know how to drink out of it and suck it out and push the little food up. Sometimes I do have to help them push the little food up to the top so they can get it all, but they wolf those pouches down now. When I first started feeding it to them, I would like split one pouch between them, or I'd split like half a pouch between them. But now I can tell that they are so ready for more food because they suck down a pouch all by themselves now. So for their dinner, I really like these little suction bowls. As you saw for lunchtime, Amelia likes to chew on the bowl, so she dumps all her food out, and I don't think she means to dump her food out, but it always happens, and so that is why I like those little suction bowls. But I went ahead and I chopped them up some chicken, and I just gave it to him cold. Sometimes I'll warm it up, but this chicken was barbecue grilled chicken that I made the day before, and I just meal prepped a little bit extra of it because I knew I could give it to the babies for a few days, and it actually tasted really good cold. So I just gave it to him cold, especially because it's a hot day, and like I mentioned before, Amelia's little gums, so I thought she might like it. And I had made some dairy-free potato salad the day before as well, with dairy-free vegan mayo and some vegan honey mustard. and celery and onions, and so I just kind of chopped it up and mashed it up a little bit more so that it was easy for them to eat, and I gave them that along with their pouch, and they loved it. Everett really liked it. He ate so much of it, and he had potatoes everywhere all over him. It's so cute. And to make their puree, I just steam it in my Ninja Foodie, which works like a pressure cooker. And I steamed acorn squash, pears, and peaches just all together at the same time, and then I blended it up and I put it in their little pouches. So I actually gave them their pouches cold. You could warm it up if you wanted to, but it's kind of like applesaucey because it was so much fruit. This is how much Amelia had left. I think she's teething because she's been really fussy, and I just gave her some ibuprofen and she's drinking her water. This guy cleared his plate. Do you want more? Everett, do you want more? More? Or are you all done? More? Good job. Okay, you can have sisters. Wow, this guy eats a lot. Here, let me put this down. So they are eating so much right now. It's crazy to me. Like, Everett always asks for more, and sometimes I will give him more, but sometimes I just am like, no, you're done. I know that you're not like starving, and so I just don't want him to get a little tummy ache by eating too much. And I know that they say like babies know when to stop, but since he's not quite a year old yet, I'm not like really following that too much because I know that they're supposed to really still get all their calories from milk at this point. So I sometimes don't give him more when he asks for it. I think he just likes the taste of things. And so I clean them up, I let them play. They get super hyper at dinner time. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they know bedtime's coming, but he was in such a good mood. The cousins were chasing him around the house and they were laughing and giggling and having the best time, and I let them kind of burn off some of that solids dinner because I feed them so much of the dinner, and then I will nurse them before bed, and that is around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And so I nurse them before we start our bedtime routine. I don't nurse them to sleep. So I still have about 30 to 45 minutes of changing their diapers, putting lotion on, and getting them in their jammies, reading them books, brushing their teeth, all of that stuff. So they still don't get nursed to sleep and they have time to digest their food because they were such spit-uppy babies and they, you know, had a lot of reflux. I always like give them some time to digest their food and work out all their burps before I put them down for bed. So that's what we do, and that is it. That's all they ate their whole entire day. It seems like a lot of food to me. I don't know if it seems like a lot of food to you, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I hope that this was useful to anybody that is starting solids or continuing solids and hoping to transition like we are. And if you liked this video and it was helpful to you or just entertaining in some way, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate the support. And if you want to continue following along with us and our family, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would absolutely love to stay connected with you. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day. See you later.